Hello and good evening, sports fans. Welcome to White Bear Lake South Campus in, of course, beautiful White Bear Lake, Minnesota. We've got some exciting volleyball action for you tonight as we get set to witness the Concordia Academy Beacons take on the White Bear Lake Bears. As you see right there, the Beacons come in with a record of 4-3 and White Bear Lake with a record of 3-1 on the young season. I'm Sam Erickson, so happy to bring you the matchup here tonight as we get set for things to get going here in just a few minutes. We'll take a look at the matchup, and both teams struggling in the first set so far this season. A little surprising because these two teams do have winning records, but you see there Concordia Academy just being edged 132 to 130, and White Bear Lake being outscored by 5 in their first sets this season. Of course, those two teams having beating the opposition in all other sets this year. And you can see Concordia Academy actually beat White Bear Lake 3-0 in last year's season. So we will have all the exciting action for you when we return. We'll have the start of the game, and we hope you stay with us. Thanks for watching.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him. And
I watch him cook because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
All right, welcome back to White Bear Lake, Minnesota. We're here at the White Bear Lake High School South Campus as we get set for the first serve here as the White Bear Lake Bears host the Concordia Academy Beacons in volleyball here on Monday night. You see there, I'm Sam Erickson, so happy to be with you. You saw there the White Bear Lake Bears coming in with a record of 3-1. Concordia Academy having played a few weekend tournaments, coming with a record of 4-3, and that explains that they've played a few more matches. Concordia Academy did take on Suburban East Conference foe of White Bear Lake Stillwater on Friday, September the 11th, and defeated them 2-0 in that Apple Valley tournament. So this should look like a good matchup here. Concordia Academy did win last year 3-0. However, White Bear Lake returns quite a few players and have a senior-heavy roster. So should be a good matchup in this one, and we are just awaiting the first serve. Referees having a little bit of discussion, a little bit of issues with the PA system in-house here so far at the South Campus. So maybe some communication issues going on. You see a couple players getting ready. And there's a look at Concordia Academy head coach Kim DeWeese. She's getting her team ready, looking for that 5th victory on the season. And Concordia, and there's a look at Courtney Sabat, White Bear Lake head volleyball coach in the white there. And she hopes to avenge last year's defeat this year. White Bear Lake playing in a pretty impressive Suburban East Conference, including the likes of Cretin-Derham Hall. You have Mounds View in there. Concordia Academy plays in a conference with St. Croix Lutheran, who's off to a very good season. And we are set for the first serve, and there it is. And low, but handled by White Bear Lake. And Concordia Academy tries to return it right away, but it is hit out, and White Bear will take the 1-0 lead. And Brooklyn Spees serving, number 7 for White Bear Lake. She gets it in. The play is set by Concordia Academy, nicely dug out by the Bears. And good setup there, Concordia. It's a little bit of a changeup. And that will be just wide. And we'll be tied up at 1. Concordia to serve. Looks like serving will be number 13, Clara Paul for Concordia right here. Paul serves it over the net. dug out. Kara Guyon of White Bear Lake. Not a great pass from Spies, and the Bears will lose that point. Concordia will take the 2-1 lead. And Clara Paul will once again return to the serving stripe. Serve is up, over the net. Just dug out. Not a great second pass, but White Bear able to get it over the net. And a hard hit coming in from Concordia, but nicely dug out. Concordia lets that one go, and it'll fly out of bounds, and that will be 3-1 to the Concordia Academy Beacons. Nice dig by number 1 of White Bear Lake, Rachel Hazard, the libero. Libero usually is a defensive specialist wearing the opposite color jerseys of the rest of her teammates. Clara Paul once again with the serve. This one dug. And nicely tapped, but a beautiful dig from Concordia. Paul comes in from the serving stripe, dives in with that hand, and is able to keep it off the floor. Tough break for White Bear Lake. And a nice setup there, but it looks like some contact possibly made with the net by Concordia Academy. That was number 8, Erin Fallert. She seemed a little unsure about that. But referee saying that looks like some contact may have been made with the out of bounds marker that sticks up above the net. That helps the referees. But it's going to be a little discussion with the side judge. And they are going to award the point to White Bear Lake. So we will have a 3-2 ball game. White Bear Lake trailing, getting set to serve. So maybe some tough luck there from Concordia Academy. They seem a little befuddled, didn't think that's what happened. But nevertheless, they will have to defend the serve here, and they will do so. Nice dig from their libero. And getting a little bit of revenge is Fallert as she slams that cross-court winner. So that will make it a 4-2 advantage, Concordia Academy. Let's do a little scoring recap here of how the scoring works in volleyball. Best of 5 sets, so first team to 3 sets. And the scoring is rally scoring and up to 25 points. And White Bear Lake comes in, nice cross-court winner of their own. And that will give them their 3rd point of the match. That was number 9, Courtney Hall, junior middle hitter, and does a nice job there with the cross-court winner. She will serve. And Concordia digs it out, and a nice kill from their number 9. And that is Annika Hegrenes as she gets her first winner of this one. Concordia set to serve once again. Little miscommunication, but White Bear Lake able to handle it. They get the ball over the net. Concordia sets. A nice block, but Concordia keeps it alive. White Bear looking to set up a play once again. A little long on the set, but they're able to get it over the net. Concordia with a little surprise hit, and that will get them the point. So nice job there by White Bear Lake. Almost get a point there, but even nicer job by Concordia Academy keeping the volley alive and winning the point eventually. White Bear Lake now will get that point right on back at the net. And it looks like we'll have a little substitution. And to serve will be Anessa Lake for White Bear Lake. As they trail 6-4, ball is up and over. Dug out. Set, and the hit unable to be dealt with. And that was, of course, number 8. Called her name a few times here, Erin Fallert. So nice job. Seems to be wanting, Concordia seems to be wanting to set it to her. She's looking good on those hits early on as Concordia leads 7-4. And it looks like that was on the outside of the out-of-bounds marker that extends above that net. And point will go to the Beacons. Fallert with the serve, bumped into the net. White Bear Lake unable to deal with it. And point yet again for Concordia. And it looks like White Bear Lake will use a timeout here as they're now down 5. And we will take a break as this timeout will be a minute. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll have the rest of this first set when we return.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
We are back as Erin Fallert, number 8 of Concordia Academy, gets set to serve. She's looking for her 3rd consecutive point. Serve is up. Nice dig from White Bear Lake as they set it up. They're looking for their outside hitter, Kara Guyon, for the cross-court pass. That one borderline, and they will say it is out. Just long. Concordia Academy wasn't an extremely confident call from the line judge, but nevertheless the call is made, and we have a 9-5 game. And that one goes in. Clara Paul coming in from the back line does a nice job to get that hit up and over the net and into bounds. So serving now for Concordia Academy, number 1 there, libero Rachel Terhar. She gets the serve in. White Bear Lake with the return. That is handled by Concordia as they look to set up their play. Nice change up there. Almost a double hit. Refs let it go. And a nice volley here as both teams showing some determination to get this point. Kara Guyon almost with a winner. But the ball will eventually get into the hand of Clara Paul, number 13 out of Concordia Academy, and she slams it home. And that gives the Beacons the 11-5 advantage. So they like getting to this left side, their left side outside hitters. Both Fallert and Clara Paul of Concordia Academy have had an easy time dealing with, or excuse me, an easy time getting some nice hits, some good cross-court hits, showing some great athleticism, getting up above the net and getting those balls in bounds. So Terhar with another save after picking up the ace on the last one. And looks like that'll just be hit out of bounds, a little wayward. And Concordia Academy will continue to serve. Michaela Gratz just a little wide on that one. Try to put a little spin to it. Just a little too much English. So Terhar gets set to serve for the 3rd consecutive time. She gets it in bounds. And ball is set. Guyon does a nice job saving her team there. And that will sail just long. So Annika Newman trying to get it over. She's pretty tall, but just unable to keep it in bounds without the jump. And White Bear Lake will take over on the serve. Nice block from the Bears, but unfortunately the ball will fall on their side, so they will lose the point. And Concordia will continue to serve, leading 14-6. I mentioned this Concordia team had played some tournaments so far this year, playing up against some pretty good competition. Big schools with the likes of Stillwater, Rosemount, Apple Valley, Cretin-Derham Hall. Those are the type of teams that White Bear Lake has to see in their conference schedule. Concordia Academy, kind of a small school in Roseville, private school, of course. So pretty good volleyball team they've got there as they've gone toe-to-toe with some of the bigger schools in the metro area. So Brooklyn Spies now serving for White Bear, who's reclaimed that serve. And a nice touch there, Erin Fallert, and difficult to deal with. The Bears cannot, as they will lose that point. So you see number 8 there, Aaron Fallert, having a real good start to this game. We keyed in on earlier that both teams being outscored in the first set so far this season. Concordia Academy looking to change that a little bit. They had only been outscored by 2 points in the first set, and looking like they might change that statistic around here tonight, as White Bear Lake struggling as they have so far this season as well here in the first set. So Clara Paul, 13, set to serve it away. She does. It's dug out, play set up. White Bear somehow keeping it alive. Nice teamwork. Set up for Fallert. Fallert with the hit, and just too tough to handle. You see Fallert there once again. She has been the catalyst so far here for this Concordia Academy offense. Clara Paul as well, 13. She's set to serve once again. Been doing a good job serving so far this set. And a nice play set up, White Bear. Well dug out by the Beacons. Rachel Hazard, number 1 libero on White Bear Lake with a nice dig, sets up the play and the point. And White Bear Lake will re-get the serve, and it looks like we'll have a substitution quick as Clara Paul gets a breather for the Beacons. Michaela Grotz getting a breather for the Bears, and replacing her for the Bears will be number 2, Cecilia Hammond. And Hammond will instantly go into serve. She'll get it up quick. And we are ready to play once again. And Concordia Academy doing something I don't often see in the game of volleyball, setting it, having their hitter jump kind of as the ball's being set, not while the ball's in the air. A little kind of a timing throw off, and it seems to be working well for them so far. Hammond digs. Play gets set. Nice block from the front line of the Concordia Academy. Unfortunately, can't block that one, and that'll be a point to the Bears. So Bears looking to build a little momentum here as they've gotten 2 points consecutively. And serve in, dug out by the Beacons, set up for Erin Fallert, and she continues to hit with success as that one came in fast and furious. Concordia leads 19-9. So 19-9 your score here. Game / set number 1, whatever you choose to go with. And Fallert switching it up a little bit. She's been hitting them hard across court. This one just tapped over, but same result as she gets the Beacons the point. And Fallert once again. Looks like White Bear Lake is going to have to come up with some kind of solution to that, as Fallert seems to be having her way on that left side. Kept alive by the Bears just over the net. The Beacons looking to set it. Fallert getting the hit, tipped but out, so that point will go Concordia Academy's way, and they build on their lead. So serving right now, number 10, Elizabeth Tram, a senior. And Hammond hits it over, but it will go long. And that'll make it 23-9. Concordia has the advantage. So 23-9. As Tram once again serves, Hammond digs, kept alive. Hammond gets the hit. Tram with the set. This one goes to Fallert. Fallert been doing it from all over the court, and she gets that point as well. As the lion's share of the points have gone to number 8 of Concordia Academy. You see her on screen there, doing a great job for the Beacons thus far, as they have game point right here, and they will get that first game as the ball was tipped by White Bear Lake, went out of bounds. So Concordia Academy takes this first one 25-9. The teams will switch sides have the coaches will say a few words, and we will have that second set for you when they start.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Getting ready for the start of set number 2 here. You see as at our game summary that Concordia Academy took that first set easily, 25-9. We touched on earlier in the broadcast that both these teams have struggled so far this season in that first set. So good news for Concordia Academy. They're coming out big. Adversely for the Bears, they should hope to kind of do what they've been doing all season. Maybe have a tough start to the game, but finish strong, and hopefully they can pick up wins here in these next couple sets and get back into this thing. It's a best of 3 out of 5. So far right now, Concordia has that 1-0 lead. And we are getting set here for the first serve of set number 2. And ball is now getting rolled out to Brooklyn Spees, who will serve it up, number 7 for White Bear Lake. And she serves it up. And Clara Paul finishes it off for Concordia Academy as they once again get it set up to their outside hitter, and she's able to do some damage. So Paul gets the point, first point, and serving now is Sarah McTaggart, a freshman for Concordia Academy. So Concordia Academy, small school, smaller squad, relies a lot on younger players, but they can certainly play, as McTaggart playing as a 9th grader already here for this Beacon squad. Tram with the set. And nice defense there from White Bear Lake. A surprise set sent over the net by Tram, but well dealt with by White Bear Lake as they come out looking a little more inspired here. Second set. And Aaron Fallert, kind of the key player of the first set for Concordia Academy, not able to get the point there. Excellent job keeping it alive from White Bear Lake. And Beacon say that the ball was touched. Referee does not agree. And looks like the point will be going to the Bears. Kim Dweese, coach of Concordia Academy, asking some questions of the referee there, but to no avail. The point will stand, and will be White Bear Lakes as they tied up 1-1. Service in and well dug out by libero of Concordia Academy, Rachel Terhar. That will eventually lead to the point as White Bear Lake hits it into their own net. And Clara Paul to serve. She gets it just over the net, well dug out by the Bears. Paul now keeping it alive. Tram the set to Aaron Fallert, and Fallert gets it in. Looks like Madison Vale thought about letting it go, thought it might have a chance of going out, but it does fall inside the line. And Fallert picks up where she left off in set number 1 with yet another point. Beacons lead 3-1. Nice back set there from White Bear Lake as they try something new. Fallert sets up for the kill, but tries a soft hit, and that will sail out of bounds. Point to White Bear. And number 9, Courtney Hall, 11th grade middle hitter, will serve it up for the Bears. Nice job of digging it out. Rachel Terhar, libero of Concordia Academy. Kara Guyon with a nice hit for White Bear. She's going to have to get it over, and that'll be 4 touches. Point Concordia Academy. Concordia will jump to the 4-2 lead now. This will be Annika Newman, 11th grader, serving for the Beacons. And looks like just got too much of that one as it sails out of bounds. So the ball will go right on back to White Bear Lake. And the Bears will send in number 4, Taylor Brunn, to serve. Excuse me, not number 4, Taylor Brunn. Anessa Lake to serve. Anessa Lake. Lake serve dealt with and set up by Concordia Academy, and there it is, number 8, Erin Fallert, with yet another win. She will give her team the 5-3 advantage. So back, waiting for the ball, getting ready to serve. That's number 10 of the Beacons. That's Elizabeth Tram. Tram service, dug out by Rachel Hazard. Difficult to deal with, and that will be 4 hits once again. White Bear will lose the point, and Beacons will lead 6-3. Tram with the service once again, hits net, rolls over, and it's good. If that ball creeps over the net, even if it hits it, point will be good. Very difficult to deal with. I'm sure that wasn't on purpose, but Tram might want to perfect that one, as that is a difficult type of service to handle. Checking in for the White Bear Lake Bears is number 14, Haley Vance, and she will approach that net. And they set it to her as an outside hitter. Unable to make it over the net. Not sure if it was blocked down by the front line of the Beacons, but regardless, point will go the Beacons' way. They will lead by 5 here early, 8-3 in set number 2. And that's the hit they're looking for, as Haley Vance came in, but Erin Fallert able to finish that one in style, as she is just going to be a menace to deal with all night. White Bear Lake, unfortunately, a little undersized. Doesn't have much height to deal with Fallert, who can get way up above that net. So they're going to have to do their best to kind of throw her off her game, make her miss hit some. I don't know if they're going to be able to just straight block. And speaking of straight block, Beacons may have come in with a straight block there. You see number 14 of Concordia Academy, McTaggart, freshman. She's been doing a lot of work. So they're relying on a lot of youngsters and relying on them well. Looks like we had a timeout on the court. Concordia Academy leading the second set 10-3. You see in the corner of your screen, we have the set score. They lead 1-0 in sets overall. And we will invite you, we're going to do a little social media promo here, and we're going to invite you to like us on Facebook. That, of course, we're at TV19 Sports. You can search that on Facebook, facebook.com, or your Facebook app. And we also want to invite you to follow us on Twitter, and that is TV19 Sports, at TV19 Sports. Feel free to hashtag TV19 Sports. We want to know your thoughts on some of these game presentations and things like that. On our Facebook page, we often have links to some of the games we've covered, such as this one, as well as episodes of Sports Path, our bi-weekly highlight shows. If you want to catch highlights of this game, we do that live every other Wednesday, and we'll have links to that on our Facebook page. And it looks like we are set to resume here as Tram serves it up. Well, White Bear Lake does a nice job keeping it alive. Fallert keeps it in bounds, and that'll be Concordia's point. Trying to increase our social media presence here at TV19 Sports. We would love any of you students, parents, whomever, to get involved. Let us know how we're doing. Give us some suggestions of possible matchups you might want to see on TV, things like that. We'd love your input. Just love to have some more community involvement, so always looking for that. Nice play by White Bear Lake, and they're able to finish off that point, something they really need here as they're trying to get back into this one. That might be a momentum swing. As a nicely finished off by Taryn DeLong, senior middle hitter. And number 6, Michaela Gratz, re-enters the game for White Bear Lake. And serving will be Haley Vance, number 14. Vance will go with a jump serve, and she will skid it up and over the net. Tough dig. But good effort by two Concordia Academy players. But to no avail as the ace comes in for Vance on her first serve of the night. She'll go for the jump once again. Nice job with the jump serve from 14 Haley Vance. And good setup there, but just unable to get over the net is Michaela Gratz. So Concordia will win the point. This will be number 8, Erin Fallert. She's kind of been our girl of the game so far. Doing a lot of outside hitting for the Beacons. We'll see how she does with the service. Stays in. White Bear able to set up play. Nice job by DeLong tapping it over at the net. Vance handles it. And now they'll set it to Michaela Gratz, who will get the point with the cross-court kill. And White Bear Lake trying to climb back into this one, now trails 12-6. So 8, Taryn DeLong to serve. Her team trailing 6. That one's dealt with. Outside hit setup blocked, but falls on the White Bear Lake side, so they will lose the point. Nice job of Gratz. Haley Vance getting up there, but can't get it back onto the Concordia Academy side. So they will lose the point. But they will get the ball right back as Rachel Terhar's serve goes straight into the net. Checking back in for White Bear Lake is 13, Christine McMacken. And serving is number 7, Brooklyn Spees. Clara Paul, nice outside of the hand hit across court, but to no avail. Michaela Gratz keeping it alive, getting the point for White Bear Lake. And they make it a 5-point game. Spees with the serve in. Tram with the set. Newman with the kill. And that's how they want to draw it up every time. Concordia Academy taking advantage of that size advantage. And getting the point. Well dug out. Rachel Hazard, the libero, White Bear Lake. Tapped over the net. Set up for Clara Paul, who was looking to go for the hit. She taps it just barely, but looks like some net interference will be called on White Bear Lake. Or possibly a double hit. I think net interference. That'll make it a 15-8 game. With Sarah McTaggart serving, the young 9th grader. Cross-court hit dug out by McTaggart. Set to Clara Paul, and Paul will find that open space on the White Bear side. And that'll be the Beacon's 16th point of this set. As I mentioned earlier, we have this the current set score here at the bottom of the screen. That's the 16-8. And then also the overall set score with in the right corner next to game number 2. We'll call them games. The game score, as you see, Concordia Academy leading 1-0 in games. It's a best-of-5 games series. So Concordia Academy up 1-0, needing 2 for the victory. 2 more, I should say. And they will get another point, and they will continue their march to that game 2 victory as they lead now 17-8. McTaggart still serving. This is her 3rd point in a row. She'll get it up, creeps over the net, dug out. Nice block in there from number 11. I believe that's Annika Newman. And it is Annika Newman with a nice play at the net. As you see her there. And McTaggart set to serve once again. That one avoided by everyone. It will sail out of bounds. And White Bear Lake will take over the service. We'll have a little bit of a substitution. And coming in, number 5 for White Bear Lake. And that is Madison Vale. Vale will immediately step to the service stripe. Gets it over the net. Well blocked from White Bear Lake. Hits it back over. Newman gets a big hit for Concordia Academy. And looks like White Bear. I believe White Bear Concordia crosses over the line. And so the point will go White Bear Lake's way. They're now only trailing 8. So Vale services in. Haley Vance with the hit and just out of bounds. Point will go Concordia Academy's way. We'll have a little substitution. So number 8 of Concordia Academy, Aaron Fowler, kind of dominating the proceedings in game number 1. Game number 2, White Bear's done a better job of keeping her silent. Unfortunately, they still trail by 9 as this Concordia team looks to be a very good team. Just a little too much to handle for White Bear Lake. Point goes Concordia's way. Substitution came in a couple plays ago. Sally Paul, believed to be younger sister of Clara Paul, number 7. She is serving. Clara Paul, a senior. Sally, a junior. And that is just out of Sally's diving reach. And point will go White Bear's way. Service is up. Speece keeps it alive for White Bear Lake. DeLong tries to hit it in. Nice dig from Terhar of Concordia. Fowler tries a little switch up. Vance with the hit. Sets again. Fowler this time well blocked. McMacken coming in for White Bear. Now she gets a chance to hit, and she'll get it. So an excellent point there from White Bear Lake, getting a big block from their tallest member of the team. That's number 13, McMacken. They're going to need more of that. Christine McMacken does a nice job, the junior, getting up and blocking Aaron Fowler, who had her way in game number 1. And Courtney Hall's service, just too much to handle for Rachel Terhar in the libero position. So that ace will make it 20-13. Nice dig. Madison Vale coming up with a huge effort to keep that point alive. But a good job on that quick hit off the set by Annika Newman. Quick set there from Tram. And Newman will head to the service stripe. Little miscommunication by the Bears on the sideline. Thought that one might be sailing out, but Newman will get the ace. As Concordia Academy zeroing in on game number 2 victory. They're ahead 9 points now. Need to reach 25 to get the game victory. And you see they're leading 1-0 already in this one. And Newman just awaiting the ball to be returned to her. She's now got it. And ready to serve it up. Service is up and in. McMacken trying to make a tough hit on the run. Goes into the net. Point Concordia. So 23-13. And White Bear just wants to get the ball back here and maybe get some serves and go on a real good run. Try and put some pressure on the Beacons. All right, looks like somebody may have run into the net. Point goes to the Beacons, possibly a double hit. But regardless, it will be a game point for Concordia as Newman set to serve. Service is up. Dealt with by Haley Vance. Back set Speece to Christine McMacken. It is blocked, but blocked out of bounds. So point goes to White Bear Lake. Let's see if they can do something with this little bit of life that they have. You do have to win by 2 in these, but that would mean White Bear would have to go on a 10-point run here. And they're going to put it in the hands of Anessa Lake to get that started, the senior outside hitter. So Lake up. Service dealt with, set. And that will be the game for Concordia Academy as they do a nice job setting up the point for the kill. So Concordia Academy takes game number 2, 25-14. They won game number 1, 25-9. This is a best of 5 series. So we will have game number 3 for you when we return. And if Concordia takes that one, that will be the match. We'll see if White Bear Lake can fight back and make it a 5-game match for you after the break.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back. We want to thank you for watching this presentation of high school volleyball on TV 19 Sports. As you take a look at the game summary, it's the best of 5 games, first to 3, and you see Concordia Academy easily taking the first 2, 25-9, and set number 2, 25-14. We will have set 3 getting underway here shortly. White Bear Lake looking to maybe come back here, take the next 2 sets, force it to set number 5 when anything can happen. That one only goes to 15 points. The others to 25. So first service of set number 3 was up. Freshman Sarah McTaggart doing it for Concordia Academy. Nice hit by White Bear Lake, blocked by Concordia Academy, but it sails out of bounds. So point to the Bears and a good start for them as they are behind in this one. And so Brooklyn Spies set to serve it up for White Bear Lake. She'll get it in. And a big spike down from Annika Newman. Well dug out by the Bears. Newman tries for the block. Block goes into the net, and the Bears will lead 2-0 here in the early going of set number 3. And just touch there. Yep, that point will go Concordia Academy's way. That is Sally Paul, number 7. Paul will set up to serve quickly. The serve will go straight into the net, and that'll be a 3-1 lead for White Bear. White Bear making a quick substitution, getting number 14, Haley Vance, in there. Vance did a nice job with some services in set number 2, maybe trying to get her back to that stripe. And a nice hit. Speaking of somebody who's having a nice game, number 8, Aaron Fallert, really opened things wide open in set number 1. Was a little quieter in set number 2. Nice job by the White Bear defense, but opens her tally here in set number 3 with that big cross-court kill. Vance with the dig. The set, and just long on the hit. I believe that was number 6, Michaela Gratz. Could have been number 9, Courtney Hall. I believe it was 9 Hall, actually. So just long. Newman serves, dug, but into the net. Bears keep it alive. Concordia Academy doing an equally nice job keeping it alive. And it looks like we have some contact with the net. And the point will go against Concordia. And White Bear will have the 4-3 lead. So this is exactly what the Bears needed here, starting out set number 3, down 2-0. Come out with an early lead, and they'll build on that right there as they get another point and lead at 5-3. Courtney Hall to serve. Gets up over the net. Tough to handle, but they'll get it to their outside hitter, Fallert. A couple Bears were expecting the other player to go for it, and they'll let it fall to the floor, point to Concordia. And substitution as libero Rachel Hazard returns for White Bear, replaces 9 Courtney Hall. Dug out by Guyon. Spies comes out of nowhere to keep it alive. The ball will fall to Erin Fallert, and she will dispatch it in kind. Point to Concordia, and we are knotted up at 5 now. Fallert showing very good court vision and IQ. She seems to know what style of hit to hit and where the White Bear defense is not located on the floor. She's able to pick it out quite well. And they'll set it up to Fallert once again. Cross court. She loves the cross court hit. You can see why, having success with it once again, just too hot to handle. And Concordia will take their first lead of this third set, 6-5. Elizabeth Tram to serve now. Tram serves Guyon Diggs. Taryn DeLong tries for the switch up, but freshman Sarah McTaggart with an excellent diving dig for the Beacons. Fallert has to get this one over the net to no avail. And the Bears will tie it at 6. So 6-6 here, set number 3. And Coach Courtney Sabat giving some encouragement to her Bear squad. As that ball is in on the line, nice little back set for the point. And the Beacons will once again regain the 1-point lead. Fallert to serve. Serve is in. Hammond Diggs into her own net. And White Bear cannot deal with that. Fallert set up to serve once again. She likes to get the game going as quick as she can. And she'll just do a soft serve right in front of Hammond for yet another Beacon point. And libero Rachel Hazard unable to deal with that for White Bear. And Erin Fallert, who has done most of her damage as an outside hitter here tonight, is getting set for her 4th consecutive serve, 5th maybe now. So 3 or 4 consecutive points there from Fallert. She gets set to go once again. That one is dug out by the Bears and kept alive. Concordia keeps it alive on their side. And Sally Paul drops it in for yet another Concordia point. And they have extended this lead to 11-6 after 6 consecutive points. Looks like White Bear Lake coach Courtney Sabat wants to take a timeout. And we're going to do a little volunteer promo. You have any interest in running camera here at TV19 Sports? Any interest in TV sports production at all? Behind camera, behind the scenes, possibly even some voice talent? I want to invite you to call Arlen Becker at 651-747-3821 or email Arlen at onlocationtv.org. I want to give a big shout out to all of our volunteers and our camera work production people for yet another great presentation here tonight. Always do a great job. Couldn't do it without them. So anybody out there with any interest in volunteering, great way to get some experience. And of course, we always need it. And we show much love to our guys behind the camera. So thanks a lot, fellas, for another great one here tonight. So Fallert looking to go again. 6 consecutive points here for the Beacons. Another very soft serve landing right in front of the diving number 2, Hammond of White Bear Lake. So it looks like Cecilia Hammond just out of her reach. Looks like Erin Fallert of Concordia Academy has found a soft spot in the White Bear Lake pre-serve defense. Hammond creeps up just a hair. We'll see how this affects the serve. Fallert will now aim at libero Rachel Hazard. She deals with it. Set up for Haley Vance, who has a thunderous kill. She slams it home. And Haley will go to the serving stripe. Or she will not. She'll have to sub out. Number 5, Madison Vale will come in, and she will head straight to the stripe, trying to get the Bears back into this set number 3. Vale showing some tough love to the ball before she serves it. And it's up and over. A possible carry. Yeah, it looked like a carry there. There's a little too much palm on the ball. Number 9 of Concordia Academy. That is Annika Hegrenes. Hegrenes just a little too much palm. You got to tap it over. She carried it over, and that is illegal. Point to the Bears. Ball dug way up into the air, but dealt with Concordia Academy. Nice job by Hazard diving in and saving that one. Guyon tries cross court. Fallert saves. Sally Paul, too strong. Oh. The point will go Concordia's way. Not sure if touched a White Bear player. Thought that one sailed wide. Wasn't sure if it, couldn't see the line judge. May have been called in. Regardless, point goes the Beacons' way, and they now lead 13-8. Cecilia Hammond digs. Madison Vale with the hit. Just a little off the outside of her palm, and that will sail out to the right. And Concordia will once again lead this set by 6. This time with a score of 14-8. So first to 25 in these sets, first to 3 sets. Concordia leading 2-0. And Cecilia Hammond just mishitting that one. That'll make it 15-8 Concordia. So Rachel Terhar, the Concordia libero, serving. And just tipped over. That's Annika Newman. Kara Guyon. Sarah McTaggart long on that hit. And that point will go to the Bears. So McTaggart, a young freshman, doing a lot of good things here tonight. Maybe showing some of her inexperience with that miss hit, but I'm sure she'll be okay. She was kind of shaking it off. That's well set up there by Concordia Academy. Difficult to deal with those tall twin towers up front in Elizabeth Tram and Annika Newman, 11 and 10 respectively. And they have done a nice job. You see them there on your camera. Newman, the taller of the two, number 11, standing right at the front of the net. Cecilia Hammond, great dig after the serve. It hits the net. And Concordia wanted to set it up to Newman once again. Guyon with the push hit, but just long. Try to switch it up there with a little bit of a set style hit. Just too long. And Concordia will take a 17-9 lead. There's number 14, McTaggart with the serve. Dug out Madison Vale. Guyon trying to get the winner. Wanted to put a little English on it. Try to go a little no look. Just too soft as it hits the net and falls for the Concordia point. We will have a timeout, but we will stay here as Concordia Academy leads 18-9. I mentioned a little bit earlier in the broadcast, we do a bi-weekly highlight show, Sports Path, on location TV 19. You can catch it on this wonderful station. And we do it live this year every other Wednesday, live at 7 p.m. And you know, we got highlights, we got interviews, and we got a whole lot more. Kind of working with the structure of that program, but real excited to go live every other Wednesday. I want to have, if you want to be involved, of course, always invite you to get involved on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Let us know a few things, maybe some stories we could cover on Sports Path, but we want to have you guys join us every other Wednesday live at 7. I'll be there co-hosting, so would love to have you. You get a shot of me there on the camera, not used to that. I'll go back to doing my my play-by-play duties here. McTaggart with the serve, just a little long on the dig. Nice job by Tram as she tried to catch the White Bear defense off guard, but equally nice job by that White Bear defense. Got a bit of a volley here. Courtney Hall hits. Tram with a long set to Sally Paul, who tries to go cross court. Not sure if that one would have stayed in. I think Vale would have had to play it. She does, and that one sails out of bounds for the Concordia point. So Concordia leading 19-9, closing in on that game three victory, which would in turn give them the match victory. But White Bear still with some fight in them, as a nice play by Brooklyn Spees. They thought they had the point, but somehow kept alive by Concordia. They confused me too. Not sure who got the hand in there. Blocked a little bit by the umpire. But after a few more volleys, White Bear will take the point as Concordia smashes it into their own net. And both teams making a substitution. And Michaela Gratz, number 6, coming in for number 2, Cecilia Hammond, on this White Bear Lake team. Spees now serving for the Bears. And a great job. Dig went just over the net and right into the breadbasket of number 11. You see her there, Annika Newman, and she's able to just slam it right down onto the other side. Concordia will lead 20-10. So Sally Paul, number 7, getting ready to serve it up. Paul's serve stays in bounds, difficult to deal with, but dealt with by White Bear Lake. Long set to Fallert. It's blocked by Gratz, but unfortunately ball falls out of bounds and point will go to the Beacons. So it's a 21-10 advantage here for Concordia Academy. They're looking to wrap this one up. And that'll help as Sally Paul drops in an ace. And Concordia is now 3 points away from taking this one 3-0. I think White Bear just needs to get the ball back, start serving, maybe build a little momentum, get a couple of points. This looks like a very formidable Concordia Academy team, but there's an unforced error as Paul's service goes a little bit long, and that is just the luck that White Bear Lake needs to turn it around here in set number 3. And that will send Kara Guyon to the service stripe. She gets it ready. And Guyon unable to deal with the kill as Newman once again scoring for the Beacons. So that point will make it 23-11. Newman, who's had a big game up in front of the net, looking to maybe finish this one off from the service stripe. She sets it, dug by Hazard, but over to the Concordia side. Newman with a nice bump set, and Fallert won't miss from there as she's been doing that all night long. So Fallert gives the Beacons 24 points. This will be match point here as they've won the first 2 sets. So Newman serving for the match. Concordia leading 24-11. Ball is up, just over, well dug by Haley Vance. Goes to Gratz, and Gratz is able to hit it in. And White Bear Lake showing some fight. Gotta love it, the emotion's still there, the intensity's still there, even though White Bear Lake does not look good for White Bear Lake here right now, but they're hoping they can turn it around and maybe go on a very improbable run as Courtney Hall serves it up. Tram with the set. Fallert hits. Ball is tipped, and so the point will go Concordia's way. That will be the game point, the set point, and that will be it for the matches as Concordia wins 3-0. So they take this one 3-0. As you see, set number 1, 25-9, set number 2, 25-14, and this final set number 3, 25-12. So Concordia Academy wins easily here in White Bear Lake. They're looking good here in the early going of this season. White Bear Lake falls to their second loss of the season. We want to thank you once again for watching this presentation of high school volleyball on TV 19 Sports, and we hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.